Hello friends, every year at the beginning of the Adobe Max, Adobe drops the biggest update to most of its CC products. Photoshop, Camera Raw and Lightroom are definitely a big part of that. In this video you will watch the new features in Photoshop, Lightroom and Camera Raw. I will bring more videos step by step in the details. First in this series, you will see the biggest feature in Photoshop are improved object selection and improved interop with the Illustrator. It is easier than ever to move between Illustrator and Photoshop, easily import vector content with the color, stroke and properties, as well as import layer structure and vector mask. Let's watch first with object selection. I am opening first time new Photoshop CC 2022 October release. It opened with the new colorful graphics and it opened with my recent edited images in the welcome page. I am opening that image with the loads of objects. It is actually a group picture of products. First I am selecting an object selection tool from the tool panel. When you choose the object selection tool, Photoshop automatically analyzes the image using AI and decide which objects can be extracted. It takes some time. As I am rolling over different objects, a blue silhouette will appear over them. You simply click and a selection will be created around the object. This is different than the select subject button because this new method can identify and isolate many different objects in an image. Now I am using shortcut Ctrl+J in Windows or Command+J in the Mac to duplicate the selection so you can see how the selection was made by the new AI object selection. It did pretty good job with the selection except the little complicated areas. I am refining the selection but it is not working. By mistake I selected the duplicate layer, so tool is not working. I am selecting again the original layer with the object selection tool. I am refining the selection by using lasso tool by changing square to lasso from the top option bar and adding selection on those areas those was not selected. I used lasso tool over the select ribbon to make proper selection. Now it was selected perfectly. After that, little refining the selection of aroma candle by quick selection tool. After refining the selection, I am using again shortcut Ctrl+J in Windows or Command+J in the Mac to duplicate the selection so you can see how the selection was made after little adjustments. I am checking now how selection will be selected the objects with the new object finder, so I am unselecting the object finder from the top option bar and selecting the single box by object selection tool. The object selection tool selected the same area as I was selected with the object finder. The ribbon was not selected here also as the same with the object finder. So it did a great job with the sharp edge objects, but how it will work with the people. So I am opening a picture of a woman and selecting again object finder, but it selected only woman and ignore the another object of the cookie plate. I think it will be select the both. So I don't understand why it leave the other object. You can select the plate by adding object selection as a single object and you can unselect it by subtracting the selection. Now I am refining the selection and click on select and mask on the top option bar. You can see selection is good, but as far as concern of the hair, it did bad job. So lots of hair was not selected properly. Here I am refining hair with the refine hair option and using refine edge brush. I am doing quickly. Here you can take your time to refine hair. After refining, selecting new layer the mask and click OK. Selection is good except the little hair issue. So I am using white brush to reveal the missing part. I am experimenting with the another picture with more complicated hair. Let's see what will be the result. I am repeating the same steps and in this picture new object finder did not select the all objects as far as concern of the woman. Object finder failed to select here as it select in the subject selection. I am unselecting the object finder and selecting woman as a single object with the object selection tool. You can see without object finder it did pretty good job and most of the hair parts are selected. In summary, this feature is useful with the sharp edge objects It needs more improvement on the part of the people. As far as a product photographer, it is a very useful feature in Photoshop editing. In portrait photography, I will select subject selection without object finder. Now come to the second update, and that is a improve interop with the Illustrator. Illustrator and Photoshop allows you to enjoy interactivity and easily bring AI files with the layers, vector shapes and path and vector mask in Photoshop that you can continue to edit and work with. When we open any EPS or Illustrator image in Photoshop, it opens a single. In the past, creating patterns for the textile designs or graphic backgrounds required working with the square images, as you have seen. With the new pattern preview, square is no longer a requirement. You can now envision in a real time how your design will come to the life as a pattern. Now I am creating a new document for the pattern preview feature. The document has created. I am adding the color in the foreground by using Alt plus backspace in Windows and Option plus backspace in the Mac. Adding the vector image of the flower and placing in the middle of the document by using Ctrl plus T in Windows and Command plus T in the Mac, and transforming the image and placing in the center of the document. Now opening the folder and selecting the leaf and placing in the document and transforming, and duplicate the layer 5 times and using the transform tool to reduce its size and placing them in the required place. Again transforming and placing in the empty spaces, selecting another duplicate layer, doing the same process, transforming and placing of the same size, again selecting the next duplicate layer, placing, transforming and placing, again transforming and placing. Here is a more space left, so I need to duplicate more layers. I duplicate 2 times more by using Ctrl plus J in Windows and Command plus J in the Mac. Transforming and placing, doing same process. Now 8 leaves are here. Now I am scaling the leaves and placing them. Now I am searching another vector leaves to Google and search from the images. You can directly copy the image and place into the document. So I am selecting the 3 leaf image and copy the image and directly place to the Photoshop. It is not a transparent image. I need transparent image. So I select magic wand tool and click on the white magic wand tool, selected the white background. I deleted it. Now image become transparent. I am transforming and placing in the top right corner using Ctrl plus T in the Windows and Command plus T in the Mac. Duplicate another layer and placing in the right corner. Duplicate again and placing it in bottom left corner. Duplicate the another layer and placing in the top left corner. Killing both images. Now go to the view menu and select pattern preview. Here is a message: pattern preview works best with the smart objects. Transforming pixel layers may show unexpected. When working with the pattern preview and raster layers, converting your layers into the small objects will produce the best results as you transform, rotate and scale your pattern elements. You can see the whole pattern in Photoshop workspace. The best part of the pattern preview feature is you can see the real-time placement. You can see as I move the flower, the all pattern flowers are moving on the same direction. It's a great feature. So you can change accordingly and re-edit and replace your images. If I need any addition here, you can see the result in the real time. I am duplicating one more layer and transforming, so you can see the transforming results in the real time in the whole pattern. I am decreasing the size of the flowers and placing in the side of the top corner and placed it. You can see the same flower in the whole workspace. Now I am duplicating the same layer and placing in the side of right corner. The result is the same and showing effect in the whole pattern. Duplicate one more and placing again, and the result remaining same. Doing the same process, transforming, placing, and effect is all over. You can zoom out to see the result. I am doing roughly so you can learn about the process. You can do better align and better design by taking more time. I am just editing more here so you can see how it can re-edit in the real time. Pattern preview is disabled in the artboard document. Although pattern preview utilizes the GPU to display the preview, it still functions with the GPU is disabled. Certain tools and commands that change the document dimensions or document bounds, such as crop tool, canvas size, extra, will turn pattern preview off. and creating the new document with the pixels 1200 in width and 1200 in the height, and resolution is a 300, and click on the create. New document is open, and again going to the pattern adjustment layer, you can see the already preset patterns here. You can see the many Photoshop presets of the pattern here, but here are also the two patterns that we have already created. One we created in the normal way, and second we have created with the pattern preview features. Now I am selecting the pattern preview _3 that we have created now. The pattern has implemented here and whole document filled with the pattern. Here you can change the angle of the pattern and also change the scaling of the pattern. You can increase the scaling, the flower size will also increase and become larger. If you decrease the size of the scaling, the flower size becomes smaller and document filled more. So that is the new feature of the Photoshop 2021. Now come to the sky replacement. The new sky replacement feature in Photoshop lets you quickly select and replace the sky in a photo, automatically adjusting your scenery colors to match the new sky. You can now get the mood you want in your photos even if the shooting conditions were not perfect. You can save precious time when you are retouching your landscape, real estate, wedding, or portrait photos. To get more precision, you can also zoom in and select just a selection of the sky or move the sky around to find the right configuration of the clouds or color you want. Go to Edit menu, then select Sky Replacement. First I am testing it with the plain sky. Here is a picture of a white kingfisher with the blue plain sky. You can see Photoshop already added default skies. As I clicked one of the sky replaced with one click. It's amazing. No cutout and no need of a selection. Thanks for Adobe Artificial Intelligence. I have tested cool and warm sky both. Results are amazing. Now I am opening another picture of a landscape with the mountains and temple. Its selection is a little difficult, but results are amazing. Sky replaced perfectly. Now I am replacing another sunset sky. It replaced very well. Here are many options you can adjust further settings. You can see as I shift edge slider to the right, sky edges are going to the harsh, or as I move the slider to the left and the edges are going to the soft, more dissolved in the environment. So another slider is a fade. It is just look like a shift edge, but when we move it to the left, the sky looks are more natural and mountain edge also look better. The second option is a foreground adjustment. Here are two sliders, lighting adjustments, and the second is a color adjustment. In this picture, my picture light already suit to the sky, so changes are subtle. But when I replace the blue sky here, you can see how warm color converted to the cooler. So back to the old sky and move to the first option. Here are more sliders. With the brightness, you can brighten the sky or decrease the brightness. With the brightness, you can increase the brightness or decrease the brightness. With the color temperature, you can add coolness or add more warmness. You can also flip the sky up or down. Here are two options after the final adjustments, duplicate layer and new layer. I am selecting a new layer and then click OK. Here you can find all adjustments are added in a single group and every adjustment is showing separate with the mask. Means you are open to adjust more. You can see the layer for the brightness. We can also make changes here. Color temperature layer again open for further changes. It is our new sky layer with the masking you can paint here if any complicated replacement. Next two layers are for the foreground adjustments, foreground lighting and color adjustments. In the foreground color, you can see the individual changes of the blue, green and red. In the RGB curves, you can see the all adjustments. You can also add any sky in the gallery and replace the sky. As you open the new image, Adobe automatically select the last sky. You can add new sky by clicking on setting icon and select new sky or click on plus button. I am clicking on plus button and adding new sky from sky folders. Adobe asks the name for the new sky. I added new unique name, then click OK. It's great. Sky is replaced. So you can change any sky background that you have, even any of the image you shoot with the night sky. Go to filter menu, then go to neural filters. First filter is a skin smoothing. Activating filter by sliding the switch. Here are two sliders, blur and smoothness. As I moved slider to right, the wrinkles and the small spots removed. Skin is already smooth. If you want more smoothness, you can increase smoothness slider. So no need frequency separation for normal skin smoothness. The object selection tool is very exciting. It comes in two options, rectangular and lasso. This amazing tool enables you to drag over the object in the photos or image and then Photoshop magically select it for you like subject selection, but more focused. You could select it with the rectangle and then fine tune with the lasso option. As always, Shift adds to the selection while Alt key in Windows and Option key in Mac for subtracts. This is like a magic wand and magnetic lasso in one, but it's powered by Sensei Adobe's AI engine. If you don't find object tool in the tool panel, then go to the edit tool option next to lens tool. A pop-up window open and you will find the object selection tool in the right side panel. You can move it to the left side panel above the quick selection tool menu. Normally we use lasso tools for selecting the object or use subject selection, but when we select object with the subject selection, all object of the image will be selected. In this image I want to select only one bird. To select objects in an image using the object selection tool, select the object selection tool from the tools panel, choose a select mode and define a region around the object. In the option bar, choose the selection mode rectangle or lasso. Select lasso mode to drag the pointer to define a rectangular region around the object. Photoshop automatically selects the object inside the defined region, or you can use lasso mode to draw a rough lasso outside the boundary of the object. The image was selected perfectly. If needs, you can subtract from or add to the selection. In the option bar, click one of the selection option, New, Add to, Subtract from, or intersect with the selection. New is the default option if nothing is selected. After making the initial selection, the option changes automatically to Add to. Now I am opening another image where this new tool will help more effectively. In this example, I want to select different objects like cap and shirt for modification. But when we use subject selection, the whole subject is selected. To select cap in this image using the object selection tool, select the object selection tool from the tool panel, choose a selection mode and define a region around the object. In the option bar, choose a selection mode rectangular or lasso. Select the rectangular mode to drag the pointer to define a rectangular region around the cap. Photoshop automatically selects the cap inside the defined region. Cap was almost selected perfectly. For more refining, click on Select and Mask and refine the edges. After that, select the new layer with the mask option and click OK. To know more about Select and Mask, watch my videos on masking. I have inserted the card above and also added the link in the comment section. Now you can make any modification in this object. I am changing the color of the cap by using hue and saturation adjustment. Open the new adjustment layer and clipping it between two layers with Hold plus Alt in Windows and Hold plus Option in Mac, or using shortcut Ctrl plus Alt plus G in Windows and Command plus Option plus G in Mac. After the replacing the color, correcting it by curves adjustment. Know more about replacing the colors, watch my previous videos on it. I have inserted card and added the link in comment section. Now color was replaced and I added all modification layers to in new group by using Ctrl plus G in Windows and Command plus G in Mac. Hide the group by clicking on the eye icon so you can work on new object. Now I am selecting the another object, the shirt. So select the rectangular mode to drag the pointer to define a rectangular region around the shirt. You can subtract from the add to the selection by using Alt key in the Windows and Option key in the Mac. In this area, I am hold Alt key to subtract the selection. The shirt was selected perfectly. Just need to refine these edges, refining the here edges and then select new mask layer and click OK. Now you can make any modification in shirt. I am again changing the color of the shirt by using hue and saturation adjustment. Open the new adjustment layer. No color was replaced and I added all modified layers in new group by using Ctrl plus G in Windows and Command plus G in Mac. Now you have two group of two object selection. First a cap selection and the second a shirt selection. So take a snapshot by using Ctrl plus Shift plus Alt plus E in Windows and Command plus Shift plus Option plus E in Mac. You can see both object was modified very easily without touching any other object. Adobe also improved its subject selection tool. Now it is more focused and fast. In these two examples, it is doing remarkable job, both in a multiple objects and a single object. You will be surprised to why the lightning speed to select flower. The flower was selected perfectly in one eye blink. It's amazing.